Hey guys, Romanian Reaper here. So, I have just got done watching Night Swim, the new Blumhouse horror film produced by James Wan. Now, look, I unfortunately missed this at the cinema because it basically just kind of came and went at my local. It just stopped getting showings near me after like its second weekend. So, yeah, I didn't see this. But, obviously I was really looking forward to it because it combines my two favorite things, PG-13 horror and a January release date. Yep, cue the clip.
Fuck you, it's January!
So naturally my expectations were really high going in. But is the film the January dump month product you expect it to be? Let's find out. So the film follows Ray Waller, a baseball player who has been forced into an early retirement following a battle with a degenerative illness. He and his family move into a new house, and on the advice of his doctor, he begins to engage in physiotherapy and also just spend time with the kids. And as it turns out, the house has a pool, so it provides him a prime opportunity to do both things. However, as it turns out, the pool has some very dark secrets which soon begin to emerge and throw the family's life into turmoil. So, yeah, look, obviously I had very low expectations for this. It's a PG-13 Blumhouse horror movie released in January. Like, I get it, Mithrigan did numbers last year, but as by and large, though, the track record for horror movies in January, especially PG-13 rated ones, yeah, it's pretty grim. So, yeah, naturally, I was kind of hoping this would at least somewhat surprise me, much like Mithrigan did last year. It's completely surprised everyone with how not shit it was. And, um, much to my complete lack of surprise, it didn't. In fact, I propose the alternate title of Shite Swim. This was so bad. Seriously, this is one of the worst films of the year. Like, seriously, even if you're going into this like morbidly curious, expecting a bad horror movie, kick back and just watch a really shit horror film, maybe get a few laughs out of it. Yeah, you're going to be disappointed even at that. Like it's not without elements of promise or anything. Like there's little slivers of something, I guess. Like there's a small handful of kind of striking shots. Again, you can count these shots on one hand, but they're there, I guess. And I will admit, the whole final act, after the big exposition dump reveal of the pool's true nature, there's some kind of very unintentionally funny moments. But, yeah, all of that aside, this film is so dull. There's just nothing here at all that I can latch on to. Like, seriously, the whole thing is basically just a conveyor belt of like haunted house movie cliches without any kind of self-awareness whatsoever. Like this thing takes itself so seriously, and as a result it's so dull. Like seriously, it's like all the cliches it goes through here. You've got the the mysterious haunted house, or in this case pool, which has a whole history of deaths and disappearances, and the letting agent, which who knows all of these secrets but doesn't tell the main characters until long after they've bought the house, and of course the evil entity which main character becomes drawn to, blah blah. Seriously, it's so dull. Like there could have been a really fun B movie pastiche here, but that would take like effort. Instead, we get this, incredibly like straight, serious horror film. Plays itself incredibly straight, takes itself really seriously, and as a result, it's so like uninteresting and lifeless. there's just nothing for me to engage with here. Like the characters and all the things that happen to them are so dull. Like there's supposed to be character moments, like that kind of make you smile, make you cry. In theory, I just felt nothing. There's attempts at jokes here. Only like one of them came even close to landing. And this is a horror movie, so there should, in theory, be some good scares. Nah, it's so far from being scary. It is ridiculous. Like anytime a scare happened, I didn't jump out of my seat. My heart didn't race or anything. I wasn't scared. I just felt nothing. I just shrugged it off. I just spent the whole runtime with this kind of just blank stare on my face. It's so dull. This thing is a chore to sit through. Like there were multiple points where I was just sort of thinking to myself, all right, how long's left of this shit? Like it's painful to sit through. There's also some very bad CGI in here as well, which you know kind of adds to the unintentional hilarity of the final act. But even then, you have to sit through so much shit to get through it. Is it even worth it in the end? Like, there's also some kind of decent performance, I guess. The actors here are doing the best they can with the material they have. You got Wyatt Russell, who's clearly trying, as is Kerry Condon. Despite some weird accent inconsistencies. In fact, even the kids, you can kind of see they're trying, but no matter their best efforts, they cannot salvage this material. There's just this incredibly lifeless, like husk of a screenplay just left, like limply floating in the water. Hey, that's a pool joke. Yeah, it's so dull. Like I have not been this bored watching a supposed horror movie since Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And that thing was a fucking snooze fest that wasted a really golden, funny concept. Yeah, I tell you what, if you want a good movie with suspense and scares on the water, uh, just stick to the absolute classic that is on my t-shirt. At least you're in for a good time when you watch Jaws. Yeah, this even by like PG-13 dump month horror standards, this is taking the piss. Like I get you want you're making your low budget horror movie that'll turn a profit anyway because the budget it's so minuscule. But can we at least have some level of effort put in to make it like an entertaining experience for the audience? Because there were a couple of points of this I genuinely felt like dozing off. Like it's so dull. Yeah. Yeah, I think this might actually be the worst film I've seen this year so far. Like, at least with Madam Web, like it was terrible. Don't get me wrong. Like just completely terrible in basically all fronts. But at least it was just really funny to sit through and just how utterly incompetent it was. At least you can get some laughs out of the Mountain Dew Code Red and an actual plot point revolving around a Pepsi sign or the he was in the Amazon with my mother when she was researching spiders right before she died. There's none of that here, genuinely. This commits the worst sin a film can be. It's just boring and just left me feeling nothing. Yeah. Overall, Night Swim, very, very bad film. Don't watch it. Even if you are going into it expecting it to be bad and want to have some laughs, you're not going to get any of that here. Yeah. Above all else, they did not even play REM Night Swimming. Genuinely waste of a golden opportunity. Shame on you, Jason Blum. Yeah, overall, shite swim. Don't watch it. 2 out of 10. Yeah, that's overall my thoughts on Night Swim. Let me know down in the comments. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? What's your favorite or rather least bad January horror movie? What's the dumbest, like silliest horror movie concept that you can think of. Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget the subscribe button if you're new, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.